Well, good morning.
Good morning, Scott. How are you?
I'm doing great. What these are is they're called NIA quick tips. And what the goal is here in these challenging times, I live here in the, Treasure Valley, Idaho, and I'm trying to bring in local experts in their field to call it quick tips because, hey, share some information in these challenging times that maybe a business owner or someone or a homeowner might find interesting or beneficial at these times. And so I'm the owner of Network in Action, which is a franchise out of Houston, Texas. It's a once a month professional networking group that now we all meet on Zoom like everything else.
Yeah.
uh, uh, so um, without any further ado, Patrick Sweeney is with PolyFlow, and I didn't even know what concrete lifting was until I met you. So just help out the people to kind of know what it is, because I think it's cool because a lot of people I think are going to benefit from something they had a problem and thought it'd be really expensive or impossible to fix without replacing everything. So what's concrete lifting?
Well, it is something that not very many people know about, and what it is that over time, often concrete will settle. Concrete will settle because of erosion, because of a lack of compaction, because of decomposition of soils underneath, and so concrete will break and settle. And a lot of people think that they need to jackhammer it out and pour new. But what we do is we actually drill small holes in the surface of the concrete and we inject a two-part high-density polyurethane foam to lift it back up again to be level and remove trip hazards. A lot of people are worried about people tripping on their concrete right now, and so we fix that. We fix trip hazards.
Oh, cool. Yeah, and like I said, I would have never. I would have again until I met you. I thought, oh boy, I have to go to the expense of tearing everything up, and you can just come in and kind of level things out.
Yeah,
Cool. So what
yeah, exactly.
like everyone wants to know. So what's different about how you do it versus somebody that just wants to rip it out or do something similar?
Well, the one of the biggest things that make us different is there's only a couple of concrete lifters in the Treasure Valley, but what makes us very unique is we have proprietary jacking systems, and so we can actually mechanically lift the concrete right to where we want it, and then inject the foam. Because if you don't have that, then there's a chance that you can overlift the concrete, or you can crack it and break it, and there's lots of things. So what we've done is we've removed a lot of the um, I guess, what do you call it? A lot of the risk in lifting concrete, we remove that risk by creating these proprietary jacks that we can mechanically lift it and then inject our high density foam underneath of it to stabilize it. And with that, we can become very, very accurate in our lifting techniques. It's pretty awesome. And when people watch it, they're pretty amazed at how this whole system works with the foam, with the jacks, with how we work as a team, and it's a pretty amazing thing to see.
That's great. So if you're residential, like me, a homeowner, and I don't, but believe me, sooner or later it's going to happen. And you're walking down into my driveway on the sidewalk, and all of a sudden the cement's lifted up there, and there's a half-inch, trip hazard there. Is that something you can take care of easily?
Absolutely. We'll do very, very small jobs like that. Like we fix sidewalks all the time. And then we do very large commercial jobs like universities or school
Huh?
districts or whatever. So we don't mind any size job, whatever it might be, whether, yeah, just a small sidewalk, a driveway, or 100 sidewalks. It
Cool.
doesn't matter to us, and so it just works out with our schedule, the way we work it in, and we can take care of those small jobs as well as the big jobs.
Yeah, so if I have let's say that I was a property management company, I owned a big plaza, multiple buildings, something like that. I'd seen something you'd done before that I thought was pretty cool. Is that how can you survey that for them? If there's like, let's say it's an older, so there's multiple trip hazards of different. I mean, how can you kind of lay it out for a property management company or an owner of a commercial property?
It's a great question. So we have another unique way of bidding those big jobs, and we do it in such a way that the property manager or owner can do it in phases. And so when we go and we assess the job, we do it with aerial photos and hands-on, eyes-on, boots on the ground, where we're looking at it. And with the help of the aerial photos and us on the ground, we can show them an overview of where their most dangerous hazards are. we can show them where the things that they really need to get taken care of right away, where those things are, and then we can put them on a schedule to where we can say we can do the most dangerous things right now, the most hazardous now, and then things that are not so bad, let's do that next year, and then after that the next year, and then we can put them on a maintenance to where every year we just come and assess the situation, lift what needs to be lifted, and then that can, and we document everything that we do through with pictures. We document it through our software, through our database that we use for our customer service database. And so we document all of those things with photos that they've been done, that they've been taken care of, and that property owners and managers don't have to worry about it because we do.
Cool. Hey, so what about like right now with all this, I don't call it social distancing because more people are talking on Zoom. I call it physical distancing.
Yeah,
remote. My parents are spooked, so how do you give somebody an estimate, in these kind of challenging times?
We have kind of a unique business. Like as far as in a commercial environment, we'll want to be out there walking around and assessing it. But as far as a homeowner, a residential client, we can, a lot of times they can send us pictures and measurements, and we can look at those pictures and measurements, and sometimes we'll text them back and say, hey, what about this? Or can you give me a different angle? And so they'll text different pictures. And so we just go through the process of doing it without any contact, really, as far as any physical contact. We can do it via text. And so we get the numbers, we get their name, their address, their email, and then we email them a quote, and they can look at that quote. And if they don't feel good about it and they want me to actually come out and look at it physically to make sure that they were right on their measurements and that I was right on my quote, then I'll just come out and look at it. But really, we don't even have to come in contact, unless they have a vicious dog that wants to eat me in their backyard. Then they got to take care of that before I come. But other than that, it's pretty easy. And we've done lots of quotes like that during this time. And then we've come and done the job. And even after we're done with the job, we just email them an invoice. And in the invoice, there's just a pay to, click to pay, right. Click here to pay. And they click on it and they can pay via credit card without any contact ever from us. It's pretty amazing.
That's awesome. Especially in these times if somebody wants to get something done that they've put off for a long time. It's the perfect time to do it. So yeah, exactly. It's perfect. I really appreciate it, Patrick. So hey, what's the best way someone could get a hold of you if they wanted, if they're a commercial property or a residential person and wanted you to take a look at maybe some trip hazards they might have? Or
they can call us at 208-780-9292. Again, that's 208-780-9292. Our website is full of amazing information. We have a whole video series of frequently asked questions. So they can go to our website. That's polyflowlifting.com. Again, polyflowlifting.com. And there's awesome information on there with lots of before and afters and great information.
Well, that's great. Hey, well, I really appreciate your time today, Patrick. And like I said, all that information I'll make sure is in the notes too for people. But hey, thank you very much. Just
thank you.
Local business owners trying to help out other local business owners. Appreciate it, Patrick.
Thank you, Scott. Have a great day.
Yep, you too.
Yeah, bye.